Hello, welcome back to More Fun Making It Too. I've decided to carry on saying thank you to lots of people that have been very generous to me. I'm not sure how to deal with these because I'm not putting out much content at the moment, and I feel a little bit bad that I'm still getting sent stuff. But I have to say thank you. That's just in my nature. So that's what this is. If you don't like this kind of video, that's absolutely fine. You don't have to watch. You can just click away now because I'm not really too worried about viewing figures on this. This channel is built and put together just to be able to do this kind of thing, just to be able to throw things on there that don't really have to be edited, and it's not my main content. It's just me, talking to you guys. So let's get on with it because I have got a heap of stuff that I need to show you and talk about. And I want to start with Lee Smith. Oh, so the first thing that Lee sent me is this Pico ZX Pi. And it's got a big HDMI VGA cable sticking out the back. Let's take that out. He's been working on a lot of these boards, these Pico. Are they all Pico boards? I think, are there some of them ESP boards? I'm not sure. I've got terrible memory, but I have watched the video, Lee, honestly. But he's been working a lot on these boards and comparing these Spectrum emulator type boards, and some of them are fantastic. And this is an earlier one that I believe he bought this, and he's kindly sent it to me because he's got another one to replace it, a later version that changed a few things on this. There's a bodge wire here and a bodge wire here from a couple of things that they had to change to get the VGA to work with certain earlier VGA screens. I've plugged it into my little Samsung TV over here, you can't see, and it works fine. It's really good. So I've not really got it into a case yet. I've just got this membrane hanging off of it just so that I can plug it in and navigate the menus. And I've put some games. Lee sent me some stuff on there, and I've added some games myself to the SD card. And yeah, it all works fine. The picture's amazing. It's got a proper speaker, which is what you need on a Spectrum. You need the sound needs to be coming out of the actual machine itself. But what I love about this machine is that everything is broken out. So all of the pins on the Pi have vias here. All of the pins for the SD card reader have their own vias here. There's a reset button pin headed there, 48K, these are obviously jumpers for 48K version or 128K. This is so that you could make a joystick, which we'll come to in a second. So we've got down, right, up, left and fire and menu. So that's their joystick breakouts there, but there's also another joystick breakout here. That's your normal down, right, up, left, fire and common, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's the ground, so that you could just wire in a standard joystick. Yeah, and it goes on and on and on. Everything has got the speaker has got a breakout on it. The USB has got pinouts there. It's just so well put together. And on the speaker's got one as well. And it will fit into a standard Spectrum case. The mounting holes are all going to be in the right place for it. You will have to modify the back of the case for, I believe, the VGA port. I think that and those will go in that. That's the video where the RCA port sticks out the back of the Spectrum. That's where the ear and mic are. This is a volume toggle. I think this is only volume out, and this is where the power would normally be, and that's where that is. And this button will be in the expansion port, and so will this card, but this just is a little bit higher, so you'll have to cut a little bit out of that bit. So there's not too much modifying to do to a case, and I'm going to put this in a case because I think this is lovely, this thing. And it's the sort of thing that I'm hoping, actually, and I haven't tested this, I'll be able to convert the VGA to HDMI. And even if I can't with a straight on up converter, I can plug it into my OSSC. Because I would like to be able to just take this indoors and plug it into my big telly and just plug a joystick into it. Oh yeah, the USB. It says input for controllers. I've tried it with Xbox 360 and an Xbox One pad. Didn't work. I also tried it with my 9-pin Pico adapter, and that kind of worked. This showed in the menu that if I plugged in an Xbox pad, it didn't show anything was attached, and it was making some strange noises as well through the speaker. But if I plugged this in, it recognized it as a keyboard. That has got me thinking. Now, the first thing I did was actually go online and look at the old repositories for when I did this project, and they've all been updated so that to make this, instead of making this a keyboard emulator, they turn it into a joystick emulator. So I flashed that firmware onto here, just plugged it in to see if it would work, and it didn't like it. So I think if I turn this back into a HID keyboard emulator and then have, say, the Kempston keyboard layout on it corresponding to the directions on the joystick and the fire button, it will just work. So that's what I'm going to do with that eventually, but time and everything. Anyway, so yeah, Lee sent me this, and thank you, Lee, because that's actually going to get used. It's not perfect because, like I said, there's no input, so you can't load from tape. You don't need to because they're all on the SD card, and I'm pretty sure it'll emulate a tape loading, so it's not a big problem. But the other thing is you haven't got the expansion connector, so you can't plug in any peripherals. It's not going to work as a truly one-to-one Spectrum, but it'll play all the games. And isn't that what we want? Just play all the games. So that's one thing. So this is something Lee's working on at the moment, which is a joystick. And this is an early version of what he's been working on, or an early-ish version. The newer ones are themed and have things like orange patterns on them to make them look like an Atari joystick, that kind of thing. And he's looking for ideas to turn them into different themed joysticks. So this is, it's just his usual beautiful printing. And he sent me a link to the joystick types that it would be compatible with. And it was an Amazon link, and I clicked on the link and it said last purchased, and I thought, oh, I think I bought one of those. So this is my pot of old arcade parts, and I think it's not, no, oh, there we go. Yeah, here we go. This is the kit that I picked up, and here's the joystick. And let's grab I think I like the white buttons. They're not particularly great buttons. It's a really cheap joystick kit, but I have got these are the gold leaf buttons that I put in my pinball machine. So they would go in there. But these are designed to be snapped in. So we'll stick with these ones for now. We'll get one more of those. Oh, it's got the white ball top. Oh, black and white. Yeah, we're definitely going to go this way. Oh, and I need one of those as well. So, so the joystick will sit like that. That dust cover will sit like that. Actually, it looks quite nice. That'll have a white ball top on it. Like that. Some of these terrible buttons that I've never really pushed these into anything this close fitting before, but yeah, so that's going to look really nice. And that's all attached. It's actually quite tall, that stick, but that's fine. And I'll use this because I'll show you my current one. This is my current arcade stick, and the problem with this is that all of this here is supposed to be mounted into the bottom of my desk, and my desk has changed, so I haven't got these facilities. I haven't got the slots in the front of my desk anymore, so I can't push this in. But yeah, these actually, I might use this joystick out of here, because this is a bat top one. It's got a shorter throw on it, and it's got the 4 or 8 way that you can adjust from the top. I think you just have to lift it up and turn it, and it turns from a 4-way stick to an 8-way stick, and vice versa. That's a much better quality stick than this one. But yeah, that's Lee sent me that as a gift. Thank you, Lee. I will definitely be getting some use out of that. I just need to stick in a Pico to be an encoder. I'm not going to use that thing. I don't think that actually works. I think that arrived DOA. Right, so I have to say thank you to Ian Rocky from Vintage Views YouTube channel. Check him out in his link. The link will be in the description. He sent me his AMD, not vintage or retro in any way, his AMD 2700X processor that he just upgraded from, which is what is actually recording this video. I've upgraded my bench PC with that, and now my bench PC is almost as good as my main desktop PC in lots of ways. In some ways it's better. And so yeah, thank you, Ian. That's really kind of you. He also sent me a few other bits and pieces. He sent me some, I don't even know what these are. It says face masks, face coverings, to make half a face covering. I'm not putting that on, sorry. And there's a Pac-Man one there, and some 3D prints that he's done. He does a lot of 3D printing. And this was a reject off of his bed because it just lifted in the corner, but fantastic quality, really nice. And he must have a multicolour 3D printer. He sent me some parts that he just had hanging around that he thought I might be able to use. There's an IDE 40GB 2.5-inch drive there. They definitely could come in handy for something like an Amiga maybe. And a load of DDR2 memory, PC 3200. So they will go into the parts bin for future use. We've all got one of those bins, haven't we? Thank you, Ian, especially for the processor. That was super generous. I really appreciate that, and I had great fun stripping out my PC from its old case, which it didn't actually fit into very well. I couldn't put the side panel on. I bought a new really cheap case off of Amazon and put everything in there. And the main reason that I wanted to move it into a bigger case as well was so that I could add a USB PCI Express card, which Neil from NLK Media sent me very generously, a StarTech USB 3.1 gen something, 10 gigabits USB card, USB PCI Express card, which means that I can reliably stream or capture from multiple sources all at the same time with this PC. Something that especially when I was doing the charity event last year, I really could have done with that then. That would have been so much better than what I had. So thank you, Ian, and thank you, Neil. Right, this one came in today, and this is from Richard Powell, aged 53. He didn't say and a half or anything, but he sent me some EPROMs. Look at that lot. I'm always getting stuck in projects where I need an EPROM, you know. There's so many different things, especially in the area of expertise. Oh, no, I'm not an expert, that's the wrong word. In my area of interest, that I need certain types and sizes of EPROM and I just, you know, I couldn't afford to have stock of all these things. So what tends to happen is I'll get partway through a project and go, I need that EPROM, and then I'll have to order it. And if I want it cheap, I have to order it from China and take a risk. And if I want it quick, then I have to pay a lot of money for it and get it from the UK somewhere from a reputable eBay seller. But yeah, he sent me absolutely scuds of stuff here. So there's all the way from 27C16 all the way up to 27C010. So these are the type that you would use in, say, an Amiga. But there's also, you know, we've got two 512s. I can see there 512s. There's actually, I think all of those are 512s across there. 512s. And it looks like he's actually put these in with some order. 256s. 256. All the other way up. Yeah, 256 all the way across there. Oh, not those ones. And down here we've got 64s all the way across there. 64. So we've got 64, 256, and 512s. These one must be 1 megabyte. And 32s up here as well. So I mean, I'll be able to cover most things there, like Commodore 64s and all sorts of things. Really, really, really handy. Thank you, Richard. Right, this is from Chris, aka Mogway or Jamsoft. You might have come across him online, and he's a genuinely lovely, lovely man. And he sent me some spare blank PCBs he had made up recently. There's an Open Flops Gotek style floppy EMU. So I really want to make this. I'm always looking for, you know, a cheap way to add a floppy drive emulator to various machines. I have got one spare Gotek, but they just, you know, I've been trying to keep hold of it, and I don't know why. I'm going to just use it. A blue SCSI V2, which is in green. Why have you had it printed on a green board? Which will, at some point, I'm bound to find a use for that. Thank you. I don't know what that needs in terms of, these must all be level shifters and stuff on here. I don't know what drives it. Is it an Arduino? Don't know. And the experimental, this one is very exciting. This is actually Chris's own design. Well, using based on someone else's design. An experimental Acorn Electron joystick interface that is a clone of the first Byte Delight. No, not Byte Delight. Is a clone of the first Byte digital interface, which is what he's based the name on. It's called the Least Bit Joystick Interface by Jamsoft. It was inspired by chats in your Discord server. Hope it works. And he's really kindly, if you can have zoom right down on this, he's added a little my logo on the back and says thanks to folks on MFMI Discord. Isn't that lovely? Thank you, Chris. That's really kind. And I have an Acorn Electron, and I have no way of connecting a joystick to it. So I'm going to build this, and I'm going to use it. That's really nice. Anywho, hope it's of interest to you. Of course it is. And thanks for all the fab videos. Cheers, Chris, aka Mogway Jamsoft. My camera froze. That's a bit odd. But yeah, thank you, Chris. Oh yeah, he actually sent these in this music sheet paper, and it smells like old library. So yeah, that's really sweet. Oh, I think he's trying to seduce me. Someone else from my Discord that brought over something actually himself was or is Lee, who's Fuzzy, and he's given me a few things recently. He actually gave me an entire Commodore 64 board that was working. I think it was only missing a PLA, or I might have actually given him a PLA, but he gave the whole board back to me in the end because he's already got a Commodore 64 and didn't need another one. But he sent over he brought over, I need to zoom out for this, this Apple disk drive, floppy disk drive, Apple Computers Limited. And this kind of, I mean, because I've got, there's something else here actually as well. So I'll show you the something else first. This is the something else, which is a joystick, and I think it was 8-Bit Ross from my Discord sent me this. And it's a Amatic Joy 1 stick for the, that plugs into the internal, I think it's for the Apple II series. The Apple IIe that I've got has actually got a joystick port on the back, but it's still got this interface inside, so I can still use that. So that's one thing. But he sent me that some time ago, and I can't wait to use that. But that's all to go with my Apple II, which Rudy from Rudy's Retro Intel sent me last year, and I still haven't plugged this in, which is criminal. And I've got all kinds of bits and pieces to use with that, including the W drive, is it? V drive, W drive. So I'll get round to it, Rudy, I promise. A little while ago, Keith from Yawning Angel Retro asked me if I wanted this. Now, he didn't send me the frame, but I framed it because I loved it so much. It's a BBC Micro. I think it's a Model B schematic. Can I see that anywhere on here? It says Acorn Computers down here, but it doesn't actually say which computer it is that I can see readily. No, it doesn't say anywhere on there, but yeah, I loved it so much, and that I just went out and bought a frame for it, and that's going to go up on my wall over here somewhere. I might just put that up there. Yeah, but thank you, Keith. That's really kind of you. And anyone interested in programming Amos on the Amiga, you should definitely go and check out his channel. He's closing in on 1,000 subscribers, and it's a really good time to subscribe to someone when they're approaching 1,000, because they tend to get a big buzz, and you'll see some better and better content from him as he learns his trade and improves his skill set and his equipment. So what's next? Glenn from CRG sent me this, and I love it. This is what, in his words, some useless Spectrum tat, I think it was, or similar. And what it is a way to connect your ZX Spectrum using this ribbon cable to the box to the Prestel network. So it's basically a modem type of thing. And Prestel was kind of like early internet / teletext. And it did allow two-way communication, unlike teletext is almost all one-way. Yeah, I never used anything like this back in the day, and I can't use it now. I don't know if there is some kind of way of emulating a Prestel network using, you know, modern hardware. Let me know if there is, because that would be quite fun. This isn't the way to open this box, but it seems to be the way to do it without damaging it. And it is going to be a box that I put up on display because it's got no other purpose at all other than that. There we go. Nice chunky switch on the front. Oh, Mnet transmit and receive. Feels like a early CB radio construction. I wonder what it's like inside. I might have to take it apart because it could be quite interesting inside there. But yeah, more useless Spectrum rubbish, please, Glenn. The last one is from Andy Taylor, who sent me a couple more things off of my Amazon wish list, and he said to me he doesn't want me to say thank you on videos, but I'm sorry, Andy, that's just not in my nature. And there's his note saying, keep on keeping on, from Andy Taylor. Now, the first one, I want to show you this because I love these. And if you are looking to make your own YouTube videos and you need to mount a camera in awkward positions, you want to get one of these Smallrig crab-shaped clamp and magic arm with cold shoe. These are amazing. And don't buy the cheaper versions of these. I've got a couple of those here somewhere. They're terrible. I've got this camera here and this camera here are on these arms, and I've got lighting over there on an arm, lighting over there on an arm. I've got another arm. Where is it? Oh, there's an arm for my microscope on a big magnetic thing over there. I've got them everywhere, and they're always just useful to keep putting up. But yeah, this arm attaches to this clamp like so, and then this clamp will attach to anything and it will grip onto whatever you want. I haven't really got anything handy that I can actually show you that with, and I'm not going to do it to my finger because it will hurt. But yeah, that closes really quickly and it grips and doesn't loosen. But then this arm is opposable and you can put all sorts of, it's got a cold shoe attachment on it at the moment, but I don't have that. I use these things, which are quick release mounts. And I'll put one of these on the bottom of my camera, and then this will clip into there, and then that's it, that's locked on. So that I will attach to, whoops, to there, and then once this is in a position where I want to keep it, I just do this arm up and the whole thing just locks rigid. Once it's all done up, they are fantastic. So yeah, if you're interested in that, get one of those. They're well worth it. And he sent me another memory card, which they do wear out. I've gone through a few now. Well, you're always unplugging them, pushing them into cameras and then ejecting them from cameras and then putting them into card readers. SD cards are very fragile. Andy Taylor's helped me with something on raising some funds to help me buy a piece of equipment for my workshop. I'm not going to go into that here because I don't want to for reasons. But thank you, Andy. It's really, really appreciated. And yeah, you've definitely helped me feel like valued for what I'm doing. Thank you. Anyway, that's it for now. I did get through everything, I think. Yep, checking my list. Everything's ticked off. If I've forgotten someone, that's because I'm old and feeble. On that note, goodbye.